We're making low-carb chocolate chip cookies today. So I'm starting off with 2 cups of almond flour, and then I'm adding in 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and then about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we're mixing together our dry ingredients first. So we're just gonna give this a good little stir so that baking powder gets nice and combined with the almond flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and set aside our dry ingredients and grab a larger bowl. And I'm taking about 1/3 cup of softened butter. I'm using grass-fed butter just to keep these a little bit healthier. And then I'm adding in 3/4 cup of a sugar-free sweetener. I've showed you guys this before, but I like using monk fruit as my sugar-free sweetener. So as you can see here, the only ingredients are right here. There's no additives, and there are 0 grams of sugar. So this is a really great sugar-free replacement. Now I'm gonna take my handy dandy hand mixer and just cream together the butter and monk fruit. Once our butter and sugar is combined, I'm going to add in 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we are going to mix again. Now we're gonna take our almond flour, baking powder, and sea salt mixture, our dry ingredients, and I'm just gonna add in about half and mix again. Starting to look like cookie dough. So now I'm gonna add in the rest of the dry ingredients. Make sure we get all of it into our bowl and mix one more time. So we have our cookie dough base here. It looks so good. I am super excited to try this. I feel like I need to try a little bit of the dough because I have not made this recipe before. I actually was inspired by a recipe I found on the internet from a blog called Keto Focus. So I'm just gonna try just a little bit of the cookie dough. It's delicious. It tastes exactly like regular cookie dough, but there is 0 sugar in here. These are totally low carb and keto friendly. So let's add in our chocolate chips, and I can't wait to try them once they're baked. So now I'm gonna add in about 1/2 heaping cup of keto-friendly chocolate chips and just stir these right in. What is your favorite part of chocolate chip cookies? Is it the chocolate chips or is it the cookie dough? I feel like there are people who like more of the cookie dough and people who like it to just be totally loaded with chocolate chips. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, but I just love cookie dough. So I don't want the chocolate chips to be too overpowering. So from here, I'm gonna set this aside and grab my baking sheet. So I have it lined with some parchment paper just to make sure that nothing sticks. And I'm gonna take my cookie scoop and just scoop out, I'm gonna put this way so you guys can see better. And I'm just gonna scoop out cookie dough balls on my baking sheet. So I'm doing probably about maybe 2 teaspoons per cookie dough ball. These shouldn't spread too much in the oven, so I'm not super concerned about spacing them out a ton, but we'll give them a little bit of room just in case. I don't know why, but I feel like scooping out cookie dough balls is like so satisfying. They just look so cute. They're gonna taste delicious. So I'm super excited. So now what I'm gonna do is just gently flatten each cookie dough ball. Like I said, these won't spread too much on their own because we're not using regular flour. So I just like to flatten them into just about the kind of cookie shape I want them to be, or cookie size, I should say. We have a couple back here that didn't quite fit onto the parchment paper, so I guess we'll see if these stick or not, and if we actually need the parchment paper. To be determined. So I'm gonna show you guys a little hack to make your cookies look like they came straight from a bakery. If anyone else knew of this hack, let me know in the comments. But I like to take some extra chocolate chips and just place them on top of each cookie so that each cookie just has some perfect chocolate chips right on top. I think it makes them look so pretty and like they're almost professional. So if you knew of this hack already, let me know in the comments. All right, so our next step is to set these in the freezer for about 30 minutes, or excuse me, the refrigerator. We are gonna set these in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and then we will place them in the oven. So I'm gonna put these in the fridge for 30 minutes, and then we will continue. So I let these chill for about an hour. You need to make sure to let them chill in the fridge for at least 30 minutes, but I let them chill for about an hour, and I'm gonna place them in the oven at 350. Okay, it's been about 13 minutes, and as you can see, our cookies are starting to get a nice golden brown around the edges. So that means they are ready to take out of the oven. So I'm gonna let these cool completely before trying them. All right, our low-carb chocolate chip cookies are ready to go. These have no added sugar. This looks like a good one with all those chocolate chips in there. So these have no sugar. They are low carb, diabetic friendly, and I cannot wait to try them. So let's do a taste test. I've actually never made low carb cookies before, so I'm excited to try them out. They are so good. They're actually the perfect texture. They're a little bit crispy on the edges and perfectly soft and chewy on the inside. These are so good. If you are looking for a healthier chocolate chip cookie alternative, these are definitely a go-to.